Greetings, our dear viewers. This is Horn Horizons Afro Podcast, and I'm your host, Suad Ahmed. On today's episode of Afro Podcast, we are going to have a brief interview with Gambella Liberation Front's chairman, Gatluak to decode and understand current political affairs in the Gambella region. Welcome and thank you for being willing for this interview and coming to our studio, Gatluak. If we could start by you introducing yourself briefly to our viewers.
Thank you very much for having me. My name is Galtluak. I'm the chairman of Gambella Liberation Front.
Thank you. So first, let's start by you explaining to us the current situation in the Gambella region. How has it been? And there has been a state of emergency declared recently. Is it helping the peace and stability in the region, and what is going on currently?
Yeah, actually, concerning the current situation in Gambella, the conflict happened between two ethnic groups, between Nuer and Anywa. These two ethnic groups, they have a post-conflict. It is not recent. They were in conflict before the international boundary was demarcated. And then these two ethnic groups, they were living together before because they came from the same place. They belong to Nilotic ethnic group. And the conflict, their post-conflict has a connection with the land dispute. It is the land dispute. In fact, the current conflict was very worse because it killed a lot of people among these two ethnic groups. Even the government force also involved. They divided themselves based on their ethnic lines. Nuer joined Nuer and Anywa joined Anywa. Yeah, even there are some leaders who also supplied weapons to their ethnic groups. State of emergency was also declared. Currently now the situation is calm, but there is still killing too. There is still killing. The security the peace we are expected is not in the place now.
Okay, so currently we're hearing on a lot of medias that the Anyuak people have questions regarding land grab or problems with the quota system currently being used by the Gambella regional government in their cabinets, House of People's Representatives, and they have concerns of being neglected. And how do you think these problems can be avoided, or do you think these problems are true and they exist, or what is your perspective on this regard?
No, this is not true. The reality at the ground and what people are preaching on social media are very different. Yes, in fact, as I told you, the conflict between Nuer is dispute over land, because these two ethnic groups, they have a different way of life. Nuer, they are pastoralists, and then the Anywa, they based in agriculture, they're surviving according to the agriculture. Because of that, they have a conflict on the land. Concerning the quota, Nuer are the victim concerning the quota in the region, not the Anywa. Anywa are not the victim. The Anywa ethnic group they are enjoying the quota which is not their own, even including the parliament. The parliament, Nuer must take the majority seat in the parliament because they are the majority. If you calculate according to the last census, Nuer is the 47% of total population. Anywa is 21%. Majang is 4%. Opo and Komo, they are 0.8%. And the rest of percentage, they are other Ethiopians living in Gambella. Therefore, if you pick out only the 5 ethnic groups, which are the indigenous, if you can calculate the ratio, you can find Nuer is 69% out of 100, which means Nuer must have more than 50% in the parliament seat. if you calculate only the indigenous. But now they are not getting that quota.
How about the regional governments, cabinets?
Even the regional cabinet, now the Hanyua, the president of the region is an Hanyua, and the Minister of Finance is an Hanyua. The speaker, the regional speaker is also from Hanyua zone, and press secretary is also from Hanyua zone. The Hanyua Izini group is the only tribe taking the quota which is not its own. And then what they are spreading in social media is totally different from what is in Gambella. The reality is the Nuer ethnic group are the victim of the quota. They are not getting the share, even budget. Hanyua zone is the only zone taking the big budget, while it is the minority to Nuer. Nuer are the majority.
Okay. So it is evident that in Ethiopia's peripheral areas, there are a lot of people that live in Ethiopia as well as neighboring other East African countries. So taking the Nuer, Anuak, Afar, Somali, and other people living in the periphery of Ethiopia into consideration, do you think Ethiopia granting dual citizenship might help in regional integration as well as peace and stability?
Yeah, in fact, to me, Ethiopia is the small East Africa, because except Amara region, all the other regions in Ethiopia, they have the same ethnic group in other neighboring countries. Gambella, half of them, Nuer and Anyua, they are in South Sudan. Half of them, they are in Ethiopia. In Benishangul, the same thing. In Afar, the same thing. In Tigray, the same thing. In Oromia, it's the same thing, because some of Oromo, they are in Kenya. Therefore, even in South Sudan nation and nationality around Dugub Omo, some of them, they are in South Sudan, and some of them, they are in Ethiopia. To me, Ethiopia also is the mother of African freedom, as we all know. And then it's the one hosting African Union now. African Union is here in Addis. I don't see any negative if Ethiopia can grant dual citizenship. But I cannot recommend that just Ethiopians should grant dual citizenship simply. But there should be a precondition. The study should be conducted before the impact, what we can benefit if we provide dual citizenship, or what can be the negative impact. All this, the disadvantage and advantage should be studied before the implementation.
Okay. On April, you signed an agreement with the government to pursue peaceful struggle or pursue your struggle in peaceful means. Can you remind us what the terms of your agreement with the government were when you signed the peace agreement?
Yeah, actually, we signed the peace agreement because I don't want to take as long. I want to make it very short. Yeah, we signed the peace agreement. According to the peace agreement, the things are listed down in the agreement that all the problem, because we have a demand, the reason why we join army struggled, we list them down because we have a constitutional right demand. Yeah, we are asking for equality because there is no equality in the region. And the government say that we will solve this whole problem according to our constitution. It is written in the constitution. And the second is our force should be disarmed and trained, get training, and then they should be organized and government should support them for rehabilitation. Rehabilitation should be conducted according to the agreement, but no rehabilitation is conducted up to now. Our force, they're just simply living with their family. They don't have a job, they don't have anything, they're living with their family. And then agreement say that conference or discussion, public discussion should be conducted concerning the peace agreement, but the regional government refused to do that. And according to agreement, they say that the former police members who joined our army should go back to their work but none of them joined the work now. They're still outside, they are not yet reintegrated again. They're just simply living without job, including I myself and other leaders of the party. We don't have a job, we don't have a security. We are just simply living like ordinary people. We are disturbing our people, our relatives now. They are the ones supporting us. Therefore, concerning the agreement is not implemented according to the agreement is not implemented according to the signed paper. Yeah.
As your party, we're gonna have, I think, an election in Ethiopia after 2 years. So what does your party think about those elections with the peace agreement being in progress? Do you think you have a chance of participating in the next election? Because election is one of the best ways of pursuing struggle in peaceful manners. So what do you think about that? Or how do you see that? What do you think the National Electoral Board should contribute to your participation in the next election?
Yeah, concerning the next election, we are on preparation. Now we are on process to register our party, to legalize it. We started the process already. To me, the last election was not fair, particularly in Gambella region, because it was conducted for 2 days. I would recommend the electoral board the same mistake not to repeat itself again, because now we signed the agreement. We agree that everything should be done democratically and peacefully, and then the way that we can win is through democratic way, which means through election. But if the election is not going to be conducted in a very fair manner, still it will introduce another problem. I would recommend that if the coming election should be better than the last election. To me, I'm hoping that the government will readjust itself again, and it will look all the past mistake, and then in order not to repeat themselves again.
Okay, so my last question will be, what do you think the federal government should do to ensure sustainable peace and stability in the Gambella region? What role should the government play, federal government play?
Yeah, actually, to me, what the federal government should do is very clear. Even the federal government itself know what it can do. To me, because this conflict in Gambella, it's been there for so long, we are very tired of it. We want to solve it because now we are not enjoying development like other regions in Ethiopia because of this conflict. And I want the federal government to intervene and form a committee which can conduct research on study the conflict in the region. And also the federal government also should go and investigate how the power sharing is taking place in the Gambella. Power sharing, resource distribution, even justice, all this, because all of this, they are tribal politically motivated. Yeah. There is no fair resource distribution, there is no fair power sharing, there is no justice. All this should be done. And federal government also should conduct meeting or conference with intellectuals of Gambella and elders and religious leaders, and also youth. Directly federal government should involve. Me, I don't trust Gambella government, current Gambella government, I don't trust it. If the government, the federal government can give them the authority to conduct all this meeting, they will not go according to the way we need. Yeah, because they conduct different meeting and conference, but they are resultless. There is no result. Only conflict continue. Because the Gambella government is the part of the problem. It's not free from the problem. It's the root cause of the conflict. Therefore, I would recommend the central government to involve, conduct research on the conflict in Gambella, also conduct different public meetings, and also the medias also, government medias should cover up all the situation in Gambella. The government medias and private medias also should cover the situation in Gambella.
Okay, Gatluak, that's it for me. But if you have any message you want to deliver for the international community, international organizations, and government and ambassadors of other countries, you can go ahead and...
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, my message is that here in Ethiopia there is a different minorities in all the parts of Ethiopia. All these minorities, they are not getting the media coverage. They are facing different problems: economy, security problems, social problems, all different problems they are facing. Therefore, the diplomat or embassies should support the medias in order to cover all these problems which the minorities are covering, the minorities are facing in all the corners of Ethiopia. Because now most of the medias in Ethiopia, they are tribally motivated. If the media is heading by Hamara or Oromo, they just only, most of them, they focus only on the area they came from. You see, I observed these kind of things. Now, like in Benishangul, Gambella, to other part of Ethiopia, they are not getting media coverage. And then because they are backwarded, they are not well in economy, in education, all this problem. Because of this, all these problems should be exposed out by media. And then why need if all the diplomatic organs should support medias and also should go personally and do their own according to their job specification and go to all this area with the conflict and do their research. Recently, I was interviewed by British Embassy, and then they even go down there to Gambella concerning the conflict going on in Gambella. I would recommend others organization and other diplomats to do the same and go to the ground. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gatluak. Thank you so much for watching, our dear viewers. We will be back next time with another guest, and thank you for watching.